Um, the only time I've kind of like thought about it is when someone, it been posted on social and it's like went through my scroll, went through my feed, and I've seen it. And every single time I'm kind of in awe of it, like, wow, and then certain guys, I don't know who's doing it, but they'll break down like, if I do this, if I average this, if I'm available for these games, then I can make it and do it here. And I was like, I've never like played my career with saying if I do this, then this will happen. Besides just, making sure that I was in the best shape possible going into a season and, being available, But to sit here and to know that I'm on the verge of breaking probably the most sought after record in the NBA. Things that people said would probably never be done. I think it's just super like humbling for myself. I think it's super cool, and obviously Kareem has had his differences, with some of my views and some of the things that I do. But listen, at the end of the day, to be able to be in the same, breath as a guy that wore the same uniform, a guy that was a staple of this franchise, along with Magic and big game over there for so many years, especially in the '80s, and a guy that does a lot off the floor as well. I think it's just super duper dope for myself to be even in that conversation. Anytime my name is, mentioned with the greats, if it's, obviously, Wilt or MJ or now Kareem or whatever the case may be. It's just super humbling. You guys always see me use my hashtag, the kid from Akron, and those are the moments where I really think about that kid from Akron, of walking those streets and, either playing basketball where I actually had a basketball in the hoop, or actually just walking around and air dribbling and shooting into an invisible hoop, and counting 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and, making game-winning shots. So when it get here, I'm not going to put too much pressure on it throughout the season. But I think it's a pretty historical moment when it gets here, and as long as my family and friends are all there, that's the most important for me.
It's the same answer for me. First of all, I'm very humbled and I'm very grateful to be a part of such a great league. And I love to do it's a privilege to do what I love to do, and that's to play the game of basketball, continue to inspire the youth. And for me to be linked with some of the greats that ever played this game is always an honor. And I've always just want to go out there and play the game the right way. Inspire my teammates, and inspire people that watch me, and just try to be as good as I can be every single night, and not really put a ceiling on my ability or put a ceiling on what I can do as far as this game. And I've had some pretty good moments, and I'm very thankful for that.
It's always an honor for me when I'm able to, I don't even say pass. Those guys have all laid the path for myself and other athletes, and for me to be in the position I am today, being 7th all time, I believe it is, and scoring for a guy that mentally I don't really care about scoring that much. I care about getting my guys involved, rebounding, defending, and the points kind of happen for themselves. I don't know. It's only to be seen, who can pass. Kareem, for all-time scoring records. So this is.
It's surreal anytime I'm mentioned with any of the greats, guys that I've watched growing up, guys that I had, stapled or, taped on my wall as a kid, guys that I admired when I was younger, and so it's always surreal, and then actually being a teammate of his, it was another, surreal moment. So, just blessed and very humbled that I'm even in the position I'm in today.
Just I'm playing the game that I love, and I'll do anything for, and some of the benefits that's coming with it is the humbling side. It's the blessed side. All this stuff I would never forget. I would never forget or downplay what has gotten me to this point, and it's the basketball in that game. And I've treated it with so much respect. I give everything to the game, and everything that comes to me, I treat it with so much dignity and honor, and I mean, y'all see my two boys over there, my little girl at home, my wife and my mom, and to be able to have them in a position where they don't have to care for anything, because I work my tail off. That's all it's about for me.
Getting back to basketball.
Nah, I feel confident because I'm the best player in the world. That's simple. I don't know. Like I said, I don't put a ceiling on what I'm capable of doing. I know I'm shouldering a lot of the burden, but I mean, it is what it is. I think everyone will lead by however their characteristics define them as a leader, but I will be the leader of the team. I believe I bring leadership qualities that just a lot of guys either don't want or just don't know how to do it. I can lead by example. I can lead by voice. I can lead by command. I can lead by. No, I asked them first. I didn't explain it to them. They explained it to me. I was like, what do you think about, Daddy going back home to play? And it was like, home? You talking about Cleveland? I'm like, yeah. It was like, okay, you get to play with Kyrie Irving? I was like, yeah. It was like, we get to go back home to our house, and I get to go back home to my old school and my old friends. Like, yeah. It was like, okay, you can do it. And that's how it went.
I don't know if you guys been watching TV or know what happened in the last month with me deciding to come back and play here. It's people that came to me and said, LeBron, you gotta do what makes you happy. I thought about that and I was like, yeah, I think so. I think it's about time. And then I thought about it and said, hell no. I'ma do what makes my city and my state happy. And that's why I came back. I love you. I'm back.
That night I can go back to sleep. Think about it from an NBA player's standpoint or any professional athlete when millions of people are watching their performance, everything's recorded for posterity. And to do that at the highest level, game after game, and then to be in a position to break one of the all-time records of most points ever scored. I mean, it's quite remarkable, and I think it's such a testament to him. And he's not just sort of at the end of his career just like hanging around to get that record. He's still playing at an incredibly high level. So I think it's spectacular. I hope fans are paying a lot of attention to what's happening right now because we mentioned Michael Jordan before. I remember thinking I was with the league, of course, like near the end of his career. You wanted to just shake some people and say, make sure you watch this guy. That like players like this don't come along ever, only for once a generation or so, and make sure you get a chance to see him when he's still playing at a high level. So I hope people think about that when it comes to LeBron.
Think about when you hear that.
I mean, for him, yeah. I didn't think of it too much until he's gotten closer and closer. But yeah, I mean, one-on-one talent right there, and you see it for yourself. The way he's playing at this age, definitely inspirational for everyone. Just to sustain that energy and that mindset to play that long and still want to go out and contribute with this effort. Yeah, like I say, it's inspiration for everyone.
What's your feeling about him?
Great player, arguably best player of all time, and he deserves all the credit that he gets because he's phenomenal talent, takes care of his body, true professional, and to be able to play as long as he has and play at the level that he still is just incredible.
You played so many seasons with him. What's your best memory of him?
I mean, the championship's the easy one. That's something I don't take for granted. I have my ring at home back in Texas that I look at just about every other week, so that's a pretty big deal.
Who's the best, Michael Jordan, you think, or LeBron?
That depends, man. That's a toss-up. I don't want to get in trouble and pick one or the other, but they're both great players in their own right.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
I mean, LeBron's a special talent. Obviously, everybody as a young kid who loves the game of basketball knows, the impact that LeBron has brought to the game. We're all, very proud, and I feel like just we know his story, and looking forward to seeing him break the record for sure.
And for you, who's the God? Michael Jordan or LeBron?
Just one of the greatest players to ever play the game. You see what he's doing at the age that he's doing it, and it's just unbelievable. So can't wait to see him hit that record hopefully really soon here, and it's a blessing to be able to share the court and be able to be in the NBA with such a caliber player like that.
And who's the God for you? Michael Jordan or LeBron?
The GOAT for me, I have to go with LeBron.
Non, LeBron, c'est one of the goats. C'est battre le record de points. Je crois qu'il a dépassé 38 000 le dernier match. C'est impressionnant. On a eu la chance de le jouer chez nous et juste à chaque fois le voir. Et franchement, c'est l'une des légendes du game. Lui et Michael Jordan, c'est les deux à the top.
Justement, entre Michael Jordan et LeBron James, tu veux pour qui?
Il n'y a pas de vote. Je pense que c'est deux joueurs différents, mais c'est deux goats. C'est vraiment les deux qui sont au top de la NBA.
Of LeBron? I mean, LeBron's great. He's an all-time great. Obviously, you see what he's doing at the age right now of 38. He's almost reaching new levels. So, what he's done for the league, the business of basketball is untouched.
Who's the God? Jordan or?
I grew up a Michael Jordan fan. I'm not taking that away from anybody. Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant were my two favorite players. I don't think you get guys like Kobe and LeBron without Michael. So.
LeBron James, wow, I mean, he did it for so long, at a high level for so long, and he's one of the greatest players to play the game of basketball. So for him to break that record, for us to be able to see that, that's crazy.
Michael Jordan?
I think he's always been a winner. He's always had, he's always played on really good teams for the most part, except for maybe early on in his career when he was still trying to figure things out. But he's always been able to win. But once he took that next step and was winning championships, I feel he's definitely figured out, the type of formula and gets it. He gets it. He knows truly what it takes to be able to win at the highest level. And it shows the fact that clearly the man's been able to do it with 3 different teams. That in itself, it explains how much he understands and knows what it takes. But I would say one of the biggest things about him is just I would say his mind. Physically, obviously very impressive, and even more so impressive because he's been able to do it for so long. He averaged almost I don't know, it's close to 30, 10, and 8 or something like that in the finals. And you're what, 17? But mentally, where he is, to be able to keep his mind sharp and to be able to also lead and inspire those guys. That's the biggest thing to me, because even if he was able to play at a certain level, to be able to bring his team along that journey and to be able to lead them, I feel is what's really impressive, because that is in itself an extremely difficult thing to do.
And I wanted to ask you about
Michael. LeBron has obviously gone past a few of your statistical marks during your career, but how do you personally view that legacy that he's built, and do you think that by the end he will merit a place in that conversation of top 3, top 1?
What was the name again? Pardon me. Who?
Some guy called James, LeBron James.
Oh, okay. Is he playing? I didn't know he was playing. No, I just think that we're playing different eras. He's an unbelievable player. He's one of the best players in the world, if not the best player in the world. I know it's a natural tendency to compare eras to eras, and it's going to continue to happen. I'm a fan of his. I love watching him play. But it's, as you can see, our league is starting to expand on very talented players, and I think he's made his mark. He will continue to do so over a period of time. But when you start the comparisons, I think it is what it is. It's just a standard of measurement. And I take it with a grain of salt. He is a heck of a basketball player, without a doubt.
Okay, fourth row.
And LeBron coming back, what are your thoughts on that?
He's one of the best players to ever play the game. He's trying to bring the Lakers back to prominence. I'm an old Laker legend, so I'm all for it.
All right, and because
it's been really an exciting time for Laker fans, Laker Nation, since the signing of all the free agents, of course, headlined by the greatest player in the world, LeBron James. But today was amazing just to see all of them together playing pickup game. Oh my goodness, it's something to watch. You forget. I've watched LeBron from, of course, afar, and I've been at many games, but to watch him in the gym is a whole different thing. How much he makes everybody better, but also how he raises everybody level of play, and his basketball IQ and his leadership ability. It was all on display today. And same thing with Rondo.
Big part of it. I mean, that's a big part of it. You're looking at probably one of the guys that's going to go down as one of the greatest ever. And, it's a matchup nightmare for anybody. And I think anybody who's played against him will see that. But at some point, that's going to come down. That's going to change. We've seen it all. We've seen it with Michael. We've seen it with Kobe. We've seen it with a lot of great players. And we want to be the one.
It's always a team effort. The truth is, LeBron wouldn't be LeBron without his teammates. Kyrie, Kevin, Tristan. Michelle's brother, who was an excellent basketball player, always says that you can learn a lot about somebody's character by the way they play basketball. And when you see LeBron James, it is not just his power and his speed and his vertical. It is his unselfishness. It is his work ethic. It is his insistence on always making the right play. It is his determination, all of which makes him one of the great players of all time. And you saw it in those last 3 games. Put up some of the most staggering statistics in finals history. He did it the year before, despite injuries, dragging his team along to make a very competitive series. You saw it when this kid from Akron broke down and fell to his knees when he realized that he had finally fulfilled a promise that he had made all those years ago and delivered that championship back to Northeast Ohio.
Well, he's such a force physically, so powerful, and I thought he brought more force to the last 3 games than he did the first 4, and but he's one of the great players of all time, and obviously was the key to the turnaround and had a great series.
I'm glad to be a part of it. I'm glad that when I watch the amount of YouTube clips that I've watched over my however long the internet has been around, or YouTube has been around for me, I've watched Bron in Game 7s. I've watched Kobe in Game 7s. I've watched a lot of guys before they were, Bron actually got to be my teammate. And to experience that with a great player like that is a future Hall of Famer that deals with so much criticism and a lot of naysayers, and to be able to grow with him is just awesome. And I'm very thankful that I have a guy like that that's leading our team that I can continue to learn from. And when my time does come of being able to lead a franchise and see that the landscape of how it's supposed to be composed, I watched Beethoven tonight right now of LeBron James compose the game. He had a freaking triple-double in Game 7 of an NBA Finals game, and there'll still be naysayers, but I know it doesn't matter to him, and it doesn't matter to me. All that matters is that we're champions, and our whole team is etched in history.